there's a lot of angles to the experience, just because I haven't been out in the desert. I haven't been to Glamis in years. To be able to have an opportunity to take his truck out and drive it and enjoy it is definitely like a huge blessing and just a huge opportunity. So just gonna kind of walk around and talk about what, pros and cons, and how it did, stuff like that. So right off the bat, visually, we have a taillight delete kit. Things just needed to be solid mounted. Obviously, they lost themselves. Storage box situation worked out that I was talking about at the shop. So, I haven't really put anything in here yet, but it's a fairly large storage box. Worked out pretty well. Just a standard push button aircraft latch. Did some venting to the panels to try to get the cooling to be better. Kind of see under there. The one ticket that we didn't get done, I just didn't have time to actually do it right, was to solidify new bedside mounts, scoot them forward because the gap's a little tricky here. You can kind of see it's a little more than you'd want. These things walk themselves out pretty hard, and they kind of have like a long thread in there. So classic duct tape situation here. We did add the secondary trans cooler. Once you get trans coolers going on most of these things, the trans just never gets hot. It doesn't really move. The temperatures just are almost stagnantly low all the time. So that was an awesome modification to add the secondary. The biggest issue is just cooling. So this radiator, the way it works, it's obviously it's a pull situation. So it's pulling air from under the truck, and then it's trying to pull it out. But you got to think, when the truck is going fast, that air is just rifling through the back. So once you start to slow down and even just idle, then the radiator is actually able to pull air up from here. But when you're moving at speed, there's just no way. That pocket there is it's stagnant. It doesn't really have any kind of flow until you slow down or stop. So getting that radiator either up on the down tubes or just traditional style in the front, that's going to be the solution for sure. The truck performance itself, everything in the front, we did just a couple repairs. Like we added doubler plates, like a overlay here, 3/16 chromoly. There was some cracking, repaired the cracking, and then just added like some big gusseting here. I don't know if we can get a good view on that. But the swingers see a lot of force. That got redone, and then we put all new Heims in, all new uniballs, steering Heims. All the hardware is new F911. It's all shanked, and it's just it's exactly what the truck needed. A lot of the bolts and stuff were bent, or they just weren't shanked properly. So what I mean by shanked is, like something like this steering here. These Heims are a certain diameter that they rely on for bolt size, and the shank is what that diameter is, not the actual threads. And there's a lot of issues that can come from like having a bolt that's partially shanked and then the threads being partially used in the area where it's supposed to be fully shanked. So that's a really shitty explanation, but bottom line is you don't want threads on your parts. You want threads outside, just maybe where your washer is, and then your nut, and that's all you need. So everything's been gone through up front. The truck performance itself, it did amazing. It's fast. It's very easy to drive. It's predictable. It's planted. Keith Marigold, we went out before with KDM and did all of the tuning. Did a bench valve first, and then we did a actual field valving in Barstow. It runs so good, it's insane. And we tried to get some pretty good footage of it on the highway, and we just outran the camera car, and I'm pretty sure the camera car was doing about 110. So it's got power for days. It feels safe and planted. Another big part of this weekend was the support and the help from PCI. I'm so glad to have you guys on board with the shop and the team here, and the comms were just so useful for safety and spotting. Joey had one doing all the media and the filming. Stefan had one in the big blue truck, just using them for spotting, talking to the guys in the car and outside of the car, and just it's really a safety thing over everything else. And having comms for everybody is an invaluable thing. Like I would never want to go in a vehicle or do any kind of filming without everybody being linked up on comms. You guys also got us some helmets, so just for my sake in my life, I like a helmet. It's cool to be in a car with no helmet, but having that extra bit of safety if something did happen and you hit your noggin, and you know there's things there that you can do to your brain and you can never get back. So we're running these guys. This is kind of just your standard HJC open face, wired for comms, like a rally style helmet. It's nice because you're not in a full face race scenario. You can still drink water, you can still smile, look at your buddies, and you don't feel like you're just enclosed and, you know, in your zone. So these guys are great. Just an extra safety measure. I got one for myself. I have one for Logan. Say hi. So again, that's an invaluable thing to have helmets. Logan's got a little booster seat. So again, it's been a huge opportunity. Thank you, Eric, for letting us take this thing out, and you know, always coming back to get stuff done and upgrades and prep. We wanted to really kind of get our feet wet with the prep side of things as well. It's something we should kind of offer, at least for our clients, not as like a sole prep shop or anything, but just at least be able to maintain and take care of the vehicles that we build for people. So it's a big part of it, and to kind of see it come to fruition and see how the thing runs and just stays together just like it should. So proud of Colin, proud of Sean. We just have a good team at the shop. That's it. I hope you guys enjoyed everything we got. The wind is killer, so I might have to film some of this in the truck. But I hope you guys enjoyed everything, enjoyed the footage, got to do some really awesome stuff early in the morning on Sand Highway. It's great to come on an off weekend because you can kind of plan that stuff out strategically and get after it where it's safe. So please like, subscribe, leave some comments of what you want to see. Thank you for the support, continued support, and we do listen and appreciate everything. So thank you guys.